My name is Andrew Mann. I'm the pastor and director of Graffiti Community Ministries and Graffiti Baptist Church. We are a ministry and a church here in the South Bronx of New York City, a neighborhood called Mott Haven. We recognize in the world around us, but certainly in our neighborhood here, there are plenty of needs, and needs become a place where we can begin an intersection point with people. We believe God can transform lives. All of our programs are looking to develop people physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. When the pandemic hit, we pivoted to be able to provide a lot of just personal support to the families, the teenagers, the adults that are part of our Graffiti 2 family. We did food outreaches and we did things for the many, but we took specific focus on providing that holistic support to those who might have been a little bit disenfranchised through the whole process. One of the areas that we knew people were struggling was with mental health, and how can we consistently follow up with people so that they know that they're cared for. We had a small group of volunteers that were mobilized to make hundreds of phone calls to our contact list, to the people that we had that were part of our G2 family, and just checking in on them. One, to evaluate were there needs that we could address, and just ask the simple question, how can I pray for you? Neighborhoods like ours, you start understanding how compounding risk has increased chance of damaging outcomes in a person's life. So normally, if we have one traumatic experience, we're able to survive and thrive and get by it, right? But when you start layering those 1, 2, 3, 4, statistically, the chance of being able to thrive and do well is greatly reduced. Hope for New York has been a great partner and has helped us do several things. One is just stabilize some of our ministry through some of the funding that's provided that helps us. Our team leaders are able to have people from our neighborhood here working right alongside of them as they serve this community. And then the volunteers that Hope for New York provides, to have volunteers that are not just signing up, but showing up and really put their whole heart into not just doing the homework part of things, but really caring about the student. We started creating these virtual tutoring options for our students to get tutored in reading and math. And it's great for our students. They get 30 minutes of uninterrupted time with another adult that's not just caring for their educational needs, but also caring about them. And perhaps the best example of that is a virtual tutor, Joel, who we noticed that our student that was paired with them, his name is Michael, he was always perking up and always excited when it came time for his virtual tutoring.
I've been volunteering with G2 now since January of this year. Because it was located in the Bronx and because it was so hard hit by the pandemic, I felt that it was especially important to work there because it wasn't necessarily getting all the help that it could have been getting. Working with Michael has been amazing.
He was learning what Michael cared about. He knew that he liked comic books and cartoons, and so he found a virtual whiteboard where they could draw together and but really care about what Michael cared about and show interest in him.
I think it's really important that organizations like G2 exist to convey the sort of values that they're imparting to children and to, again, just give children a sense of love and security in the place in which they're growing up.
The best thing that I see is these kids are making connections with each other. It's just a space for them to have a social outlet, especially this year during the pandemic. It was their prime source of social interaction. And it was just a great time to see them connect where our world right now is struggling to do so.
Programs don't change people. It's people that change people. And so as we do all these things, the aim is to be able to build those relationships and ultimately share with them the relationship we have with the Lord.
You come here and you're safe and you're at home. More than just relationships are built. When we have more hands, we're able to reach more people.
My hope for our city is a revival that comes from God's Spirit at work. Our vision is to see people that have been changed by the power of Christ that are then able to be a revolutionary for somebody else, to be a part of that in somebody else's life. We're reminded, Isaiah 37:31 says, the people of God rooted downward, bearing fruit upward. We say rooted and fruited. That's our vision for people here in the South Bronx.